record this, and I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you, and we're going to talk about the topic here of a ruffing finesse. I hope you can all see this screen. And the situations when a ruffing finesse occurs are basically this kind of situation where you're playing in a suit contract and you've got the ace, queen, jack, let's say, opposite a singleton. There's a chance of playing this in a couple of different ways, either by leading low and taking a normal finesse towards the queen or jack, or by cashing the ace and then leading one of your honours, planning to ruff if the king appears. And we'll look at both of those in a minute. The other one that commonly occurs is when you've just got, say, king, queen, jack with a void opposite. The normal way to play this is to play the king, let's say. If the ace appears, of course, you'll ruff it, and then you'll take your queen and jack. If the ace doesn't appear, then maybe you will discard a loser. And there's a similar situation that can arise also, even in this kind of holding, where you've, say, got the queen, jack, 10, 9. The opponents are obviously going to make one trick with the ace or king, but you hope that they won't make more than one trick. Maybe you'll be able to ruff their second high honour and set up a couple of tricks for yourself. So we'll look at examples of all of these layouts, and let's see what you make of them. Let's have a look at a full hand here, where you've opened one spade, and there was a 2-heart overcall, and your partner raised you to 4 spades. And the opponents lead the king of clubs, and down comes dummy, and you can see a very nice dummy from your partner with a massive spade fit for you. And when you're planning a hand in a suit contract like here, I always like to make a plan from the point of view of the hand with a long trump suit, which happens to be dummy in this case. Dummy's got more trumps than you, but taking into account all the strength in your hand. So let's have a look at that and see if we can identify where we're in danger of losing tricks. We're not going to lose any spades, are we? We've got 1 heart loser. I hope you will agree with that. And we've got no diamond losers because we've got the ace there. And how many clubs are we going to lose?
2.
2. Yeah, I mean, this hand we've got a bunch of losers, but because we've only got 2 in the south hand, we're not going to lose more than 2. We've got lots of trumps. So we'll be able to ruff 2 clubs if necessary and be able to hold our losers to just 3 tricks, a heart and 2 clubs. Okay? So let's see how it goes. Let's suppose they take the king and they take the queen. And suppose they now play a heart, and we win that one with the ace. Okay? So now what are we going to play? Any suggestions?
Club.
Take the trump.
Club.
Club.
Well, we've got so many trumps, I think it could be anything. Let's suppose we decide to draw trumps.
Trumps.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've fallen because we started with 11 spades. They've fallen in one round. So that's all the trumps gone.
The trumps gone.
And what we're going to do now, I mean, our contract is guaranteed. But if we were to try to make, sorry, let's just go back to this point here. Our contract is now guaranteed. And there are different ways that we could play the diamond suit here. One way you might look at this is to try to finesse, take a normal finesse. But if you do, you could easily be defeated in a contract that is absolutely guaranteed. So in other words, if we lead a diamond here and we try to play the queen or the jack, if that now loses to the king, the opponents will now defeat us by taking a heart. And we'll have gone down in a contract that was guaranteed. We were trying to make extra tricks there, which we would have done if the finesse had succeeded. but as it was, we're being defeated now because we'll make the rest, but we've lost an extra trick there that we didn't need to lose there. Okay.
Yeah.
So with this diamond situation here, with the let's play this one again. With a diamond situation where you've got a singleton, just sorry, wait for this to come up. Where you've got a singleton opposite the ace, queen, jack. The other way of playing this is to do the finesse the other way. So in other words, let's suppose it gets played as before. 2 clubs, the king of hearts, we draw trumps. Now we lead the diamond and we play the ace. We still have a hope to make something with our queen and jack of diamonds. And the way you do this is with a ruffing finesse. So you now lead the queen, and if West has the king and they play it, we will then ruff
it.
and we'll now get another trick with our jack of diamonds on which we can throw away the jack of hearts. If they don't play the king here, we now need to hope that they had the king and didn't play it, and we need to throw the jack of hearts away. And the worst that will happen in this situation is that East has the king of diamonds and will win it, but you've still made your contract. Okay? And if you're lucky and the king of diamonds was over here in the West hand, then we will make 11 tricks. Okay? So we give ourselves a chance to make 11 tricks with the ruffing finesse, but without risking the contract.
Yes.
Any comment on that?
No.
So that's one way you can play the hand. There is actually a slightly different way we can play it. Let's just have a look at another way of playing this hand. It's similar to the last, but what you can do on this hand is play it as before. Okay. Draw trumps, then play the ace of diamonds, and now, last time we played the queen of diamonds, but because on this hand we want to do, we've got a lot of trumps here, we can actually improve our chances a little bit, even further, by starting off with a low diamond. Play the 8. If they play low, we're going to ruff that one anyway. We are going to come back to our hand with clubs, because we need to ruff clubs anyway. And now we play another diamond, and this time, because West has a king and was relatively short, he has to play it. So now we ruff it. Okay, come back to dummy with a club ruff, and we can play the jack of diamonds, discarding a loser. And we can also play it that way to make 11 tricks as well. Any comment on that? So
Tony,
yeah.
I just wanted to ask in the previous hand why you discarded the jack of hearts and didn't just ruff it with the 2 of spades or something.
Yeah, because I have.
Not that hand, the one before.
Yeah, I think it was this one.
Yeah.
So because I have a heart loser that I have to get rid of, and my only chance playing it this way is that I leave the queen of diamonds, and obviously if West plays the king here, I'm going to ruff it and then throw it away. But if West has the king of diamonds and doesn't play it, my only chance to avoid the heart loser is to discard it now. And the worst that will happen is that the king of diamonds is in the east hand. But if it's not, you'll make 11 tricks on this hand. So when you're faced with a holding like this, like ace, queen, jack, opposite a singleton, there are actually 2 ways of playing this. I mean, if there had been a suggestion in the bidding that maybe East had overcalled in diamonds, then it makes it very likely that East has got the king of diamonds, and then you probably want to finesse in the normal way, lead a low one to the to the jack, and then you'll take the ace. You'll make an extra trick that way. But otherwise, given the choice, you're probably better off to take the ruffing finesse if there's no clue as to where the king of diamonds is. And in that case, playing the ruffing finesse is often superior to the normal finesse because it will allow you to discard a loser even if the finesse fails.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a look at another one. Where have we got to here? Oh yeah, so here we've come to the quiz I sent out of how to play this hand. And yes, in the quiz I sent out, there was no play of the hand. Just you have to work out the best way to play it. So this was the recommended bidding on that. 1 no trump, and then even if you're playing transfers, you might get 3 hearts here, and then 4 hearts, 4 no trump, 5 hearts, 6 hearts, and they leave the jack of spades. And your goal here is to make your contract regardless of where the 2 missing kings are. So if we have a look at the hand from the point of view of the south hand, where are we in danger of losing tricks? We've got no spade losers, no heart losers. How many diamond losers have you got?
1.
2.
One.
2.
The answer is you may lose 2.
2.
Yeah.
2.
You may lose 2 diamonds, okay? And looking at it from the south point of view, you don't have any club losers. You've got the ace there. But you're in danger of losing the 2 diamonds. If the diamond finesse fails, you're in danger of losing 2 tricks there. But can you do better by playing the ruffing finesse instead? Let's see how it goes. Let's suppose we win the first trick, and let's suppose we draw 1 round of trumps, draw a second round of trumps, and now we're going to we've got 2 finesses to try, the diamond finesse and the club finesse. But the best way to try the club finesse is to play the ace and then try the ruffing finesse. In other words, we're going to now lead the queen. If the king appears, of course, we'll ruff it, and that sets up the jack. And if the king doesn't appear, what are we going to play from the south hand?
Diamond.
We're throwing a diamond away.
Diamond.
It's got to throw that diamond away. And the worst that will happen is that the finesse will fail. If West had the king of clubs, they will take that. But now you have set up the jack of clubs. So now whatever they play back, we can win that one. We'll now cross to dummy with a trump, and we will not risk the second finesse. We will now play the jack of clubs and throw away the queen of diamonds. So we will now make our 12 tricks, regardless of where the king of diamonds is. There's no need to take that finesse in that situation. Okay. If you try the finesses the other way round, it doesn't work so well. So let's suppose we do the same as before, draw 2 rounds of trumps, and start off with a diamond finesse. Well, if we try the diamond finesse playing the queen and it fails, now we're in danger. If they suppose they play a spade again, now we can play a club, but if West plays low, we don't really know what the right thing to play is. If we try the ruffing finesse here, the ace of clubs and then a club, okay, we can throw away a diamond here, but if the club was in the West hand like before, they will make a trick with it, and we'll go down there. Okay, so it's better to try the ruffing finesse here first rather than the ordinary finesse, because even if the ruffing finesse fails, you will be able to discard 1 more loser on it. And generally speaking, if you do have a choice of a ruffing finesse or ordinary finesse, it will often lead to one fewer trick lost, even if the finesse fails. Okay, let's try this one one more time. Let's suppose we play it this way. Again, we draw trumps, and we play the finesse here, the ace of clubs. We now play the queen of clubs, and they play low. We're going to discard a diamond here, and if the finesse works, that probably means that East had the king and didn't play it. What are we going to play now? There's no real point playing the jack of clubs. Well, if you play the jack of clubs, presumably East will play it this time, okay? Because otherwise they'll let you make a trick with it. But if that finesse works, you can still try the diamond finesse now, okay? So what we can now do is play a diamond and play the queen of diamonds. And then depending on where the king of diamonds is, we either will or we won't make a trick on this one. If it turns out that West has started with that one, they'll take that, but we'll still make our contract. Okay? So this was a hand where there's a hand of where you've got to combine ordinary finesse and a ruffing finesse, and it works out better to try the ruffing finesse first.
Tony, can I just ask what the 4 no trumps means there?
That's Blackwood.
Yeah, it is
that's
Blackwood. Okay,
yeah,
thank you. Thought so. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at another
So
one.
in that last round, wouldn't West have led a club back so that East could make the king?
So, which one? This one or a previous one?
The one you've just played.
Yeah. So show me this again.
The
Are we there yet?
uh,
No, not that one.
no,
Is that?
no, it's when West makes the king of diamonds. Why wouldn't they lead a? Oh, because we'd rough it down in South Hand. Okay, sorry.
Oh, all right. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Let's go on to another one. Sorry, my there we go. Yes, let's try this one. This time we've opened one heart. There's a double for takeout, and my partner jumps to 4 hearts, and that ends the auction. And they lead the king of diamonds. So let's stop for a minute and make a plan. And we'll look at it from the point of view of the south hand, where we've got this void here. And how many potential losers have we got? How many spade losers do you think you might have?
2. 2.
The answer is you might lose all 3. In fact, the double means that most of the missing points are in the west hand. So if you play the spades, you may lose, the king may lose to the ace, and you may lose the others as well. So you do have 3 possible losers there. We don't have any heart losers. And what about diamonds? How many diamonds would you expect to lose here?
1.
1.
1.
Yeah, I mean, we've got losers in our hand here, but with the doubleton in dummy, we're only going to lose 1 trick there. So we are still in danger here of maybe losing 3 spades and a diamond, but this is a situation in clubs where you've got king, queen, jack 10 opposite a void, that we should be able to set up some tricks in that hand and discard things on that. So let's see how this goes. Let's suppose we win the first trick with the ace, and the way the computer recommends playing this is actually crossing over to the queen of hearts. There's still actually a trump out, but the computer finds the best thing to do is not to draw it right away, but to play clubs.
Club.
And what we're going to do is play clubs. If East here comes up with the ace, of course we're going to ruff it and then go back to dummy and take the remaining clubs. If East plays low, what's the best thing to play from the south hand?
Diamond. Diamond. No,
Maybe
spade.
spades.
Spade.
5 of spades.
Yeah, you may think you should play a diamond, but the diamond does not get rid of any losers because you're already only hoping to make 1 loser. you really should be discarding a spade, okay? And if you're lucky on this hand, the king will win the trick, so you will carry on with another club here. Now, at some point here, East is going to take their ace, out of annoyance probably. You're going to ruff it, but now your jack and 10 of clubs are good. Now you're going to cross over to dummy with your jack of hearts, and that draws the last trump. And now you can play your jack and your 10, discarding all your spades. Okay. Now what? Well, now you're going to lose a diamond here, but that's it. You're going to lose a diamond. Whatever they play back here, you can ruff, and you're going to ruff the last 2 diamonds. Sorry, yeah, last. So you'll make actually 12 tricks on this hand. Let's just bring up the 4 hands. And what happened here was that the club Ruffing Finesse succeeded in the sense that you prevented the ace from making a trick by ruffing. Okay? What if the finesse... Yeah?
If East, it's unlikely he's got the ace of clubs because the other hand was so strong. But if he's got the ace, surely he would put his ace on the king. And then if he's a good player, he might attack the weakness in spades. Yes.
Well, unfortunately, if he plays the ace on the king, you're going to ruff it.
Okay, so he can't get in. Yeah.
He can't get in.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. What if the finesse failed? Let's have a look at this, where as perhaps more likely the ace of clubs is over here based on the bidding. Let's see what happens if we play this the same way, but now the ruffing finesse is going to fail. So we take a heart, we lead the king of clubs, and remember what we're going to discard? It's a spade, isn't it? And this time the ace is in the wrong position, so they can win a trick with it. Okay? And now we're in danger here. Believe it or not, there is one card that West can play here that will defeat the contract. I don't know if any of you can see it looking at all 4 hands.
Spade.
Diamonds.
Diamonds.
Well, if I click on GIB, you'll see the only card that defeats this contract is the 5 of diamonds. Very unlikely you're going to find that lead, but if you lead it, your partner can win the 10 and can switch to a spade, and that traps your king. Very unlikely anyone will find that. It just when I played this, I thought, oh my goodness, you can defeat it, but it would take a remarkable foresight or cheating to defeat this. What East will probably do here is take a diamond, and then the best they can do is cash their ace of spades. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, and that's a legitimate thing to do, because otherwise you can see, oh my God, all those clubs are set up. Declare is going to discard all their losers on them. So that's the best they can do on this situation. Declarer gets in with the king, and now we'll make the rest of the contract he can of the cards. He'll throw away on the good clubs there, and he'll make his entry. So that was an example of a ruffing finesse where you've got the king, queen, jack 10 opposite a void, and you basically want to set up that suit. If the finesse succeeds, you won't even lose a trick. You'll be able to ruff the ace. If it fails, you discard a loser on it. I must say, obviously, most declarers, when if they're sitting here with this ace here, and declarer leads the king of clubs, they may well decide to take it. And of course, that removes any guess from you about what to do. You just ruff it, and then we'll be able to take the remaining clubs. Okay. And one last one then. We're looking at a situation here where it goes 1 heart, double, 2 hearts. Now, 2 hearts after an intervening double is normally a bit weaker than normal. But nonetheless, you've got a very nice hand here. And let's suppose you go to 4 hearts, and the opponents lead the ace of diamonds. Okay. So let's try and make a plan here. And again, we're going to try to figure out our losers. By the way, North here, I think, is a good hand for the 2 heart bid. Although they've only got 2 points in high cards, they've got the 5 card suit and the singleton. So especially after the double, that might be a bit weaker than normal. Anyway, they lead the ace of diamonds, and where are we in danger of losing tricks here? How many spade losers have you got?
One.
Just one.
One.
And it looks like we're going to lose 1 diamond. After that, we can ruff. Unfortunately, we also have 2 clubs. 2 clubs to lose, don't we? So it looks like we might end up losing a spade, a diamond, and 2 clubs. But that lead of a diamond is quite interesting because it's helped us with our diamond holding. In other words, they're going to win that, and let's suppose they... the other thing is, when they lead the ace of diamonds, especially after the double, it seems very likely to me that they've got the king as well. Okay, and given that, we can maybe set up our diamonds taking a ruffing finesse against West's king, which we think they have. So let's see what happens. Let's suppose they switch to the king of spades, and we win that. Okay. Now we might draw trumps here. Okay. I think it takes 2 rounds, so we'll draw trumps first. And then what we're going to do is do a ruffing finesse. The diamonds are now set up for that with a void. So we'll play at the queen of diamonds. And if this hand plays low, what are you going to play from dummy?
Spade.
Spade.
Well, you're
No,
only going to
no,
lose
no.
1 spade anyway,
Yeah,
aren't you? So what you've got with the Queen Jack 10 is you have to make 2 tricks out of that holding, and so you want to discard 2 clubs. Yeah. So you need to discard 2 clubs. You discard a club there. You expect that to win, and you carry on. They're going to play their king at some point, but you're going to ruff that. Okay. Then come back to your hand with the trump, and now you can cash your 10 of diamonds, discarding another club. And now the opponent can only make 1 club trick. Okay, the rest of your hand, you're going to lose 1 spade, and then the rest of your hand is going to be cross-ruffed, and you should just make your 10 tricks on that one. So this was an interesting one. This was a hand that doubled. If I go way back to the beginning, it's interesting because if I click on the analysis, it basically says that the only lead that will allow declarer to make is actually a diamond lead. So the lead of the ace of diamonds helps declarer set up these diamonds. On any other lead, declarer could be defeated on this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was it for this evening. That's the ideas behind the ruffing finesse. Anyone have any questions on any of that?
And not easy.
Well, you may play them kind of automatically, you know.
I mean, they're easy in one way, but to decide which way to do it and whether to finesse or to,
Well, so first of all, I'll say that the finesse is involving holdings like the king, queen, jack 10 with a void opposite. There's no choice to be made about that.
No.
But where some people go wrong is they lead the king, and then if the ace doesn't appear, they ruff it. And that's not really helping you.
No.
You want to lead the king and discard the loser if you can.
Yes, that's the thing. You have to decide what losers to discard.
Yes, you do. That's it. Okay. Anyway.
Tony, just one question.
Yeah.
I know we've always looked at the games from the declarer's point of view. What about if you were the defender?
Yes. Well, I mean, on this one here, let's say, if they lead the king, you don't really know exactly what's going on here. you know, you might have the automatic temptation to play the ace, and then really declare I can't go wrong, or you might let the first one go, planning to take the second one. But yeah, I mean, this isn't. I don't think the defence can really benefit from this topic in a sense. This is
I
really,
see, yes,
this is really one for declarer. Yeah.
But wondering if you could do a lesson on how to be a good defender, because I think 60% of my games have been, as a defender.
Okay.
And,
All right. Anyway, we'll end the call there, and I'll see you online either in the supervised or the unsupervised game at
you,
7:30. Okay. Don't leave it to the last minute to log on, so I know about numbers, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Tony.
Good night, everyone. See you later.